had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is, because everything would be what it isn't. And contrariwise, what it is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. You see, everything is so confusing.
It is not.
Well, it is to me.
Why?
Well, I can't remember things as I used to. And
Hello, my excited acolytes. You are joining us on a journey of the mundane, majestic, and macabre. You are now entering the rabbit hole.
Welcome, traveler.
Welcome, boys and ghouls. I'm the call coming from inside the house, your favorite fiend, G. And who is that with the chainsaw in the attic? It's the Dracula to my wolf man, the bee from the back Black Lagoon. How's your creepy crawling, Bubby?
It's crawling. It's doing good. I'm definitely feeling it. We're getting some cooler weather, so I'm enjoying that very much so. And
Oh,
of course, fall, Halloween time. That's always a good time.
That's why we that's why we work through the summer, is just for this fucking weather. But today we're covering a topic that is what's up, Bubba? Today we are covering a topic that is the lifeblood of the season. Just as much as pumpkins and, throwing eggs at those who displease us. But as always, I want to start off with asking you a little question there, Bebop.
Okay.
Have you ever witnessed an event that you would classify as paranormal activity?
I don't know. I know me and you would always try, as younger teenagers, we would try to find spooky stuff on our own. We would go out of our way to, if that was a creepy looking house, we had to go check it out.
Oh yeah, we were the kids at the beginning of every horror movie that got killed before the main character showed up.
Yeah, definitely, because we were so smart,
Oh, we knew what we were doing. We knew how to fight ghosts with our pocket knives and big sticks that we found.
Yep.
But you don't think anything you would classify as paranormal activity?
There's definitely been some things that I've seen that, like instances where maybe nobody else saw it or I was around by myself, that kind of freaked me out. But I also, this is a me thing, to help me stay calm, is I kind of tell myself it's not what I think it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, so
I don't want to freak myself out.
Your initial response is be like, this isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real.
Pretty much.
You were the
you got to keep in mind, being a plumber and crawling up under these old ass houses, and sometimes you hear noises or there might be something moving in that dark crawl space that you have to look over it, man.
So you're talking
You
about
can't
poo
dwell on
ghost, right?
Yeah, poo ghost.
Poo ghost. Okay. Your paranormal activity is poo ghost. So, dealing with paranormal experiences, I do have one from the folks. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and give you a little inside baseball again for another episode.
Oh, of course. You gotta have a tangent.
You hear any kind of fuckery in the background, because at this point I'm just gonna leave it the fuck in. It's our buddy Isaac. He'll be in the next episode. You'll hear him in his full fuckery, but anything you hear in the background, that'll be the ghost of Isaac right now for our first Halloween episode. But back to what I was saying before, the Iceman cometh. But basically, when we were riding around, you remember the house in the middle of that cornfield?
Yeah, we always like riding four wheelers and going by that house because it was on the way to grandma's. We would see that thing, and of course, I also say like because we were younger, is your imagination kind of goes, "Wow, the place looked creepy."
Oh, bro, it looked like it had like tried to been burned down 6 times.
Like that scene that you see in so many movies of that old rundown house at the end of that long dirt driveway. That's what that house looked like. Just to kind of give the viewer kind of a view or a perspective on it. It was old and run down.
And during the spooky times of the year, like now, it would be surrounded by a cornfield. It would just be a circle in the middle of a cornfield with this just decrepit home.
And by this time of year, like Halloween time, the corn had already grown and it's drying up. So it had that brown corn look. It was creepy, man.
So basically, we drive up one night just hunting for something. That's maybe the reason I saw what I saw, because look, everybody that's listened to the podcast, if you're new, I believe in what goes bump in the night. I just do. You may not, but we're going to tell all these stories and all these experiences from the point of view of somebody who does believe. So I don't want to hear, oh, well, it could have been this, it could have been that. It could have been your mama we heard moaning at night. So it could have been anything. But we pull up to this house, and who do I have beside me walking up to this house? The best, like, self-defense person I know, the sloth man.
The sloth man himself, because
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
No, it was Andrew. And when we say sloth man, Andrew was every bit of 90 pounds and looked like Slender Man and walked like a sloth. So you see what, capabilities I had walking with me up to this spooky ass house. I look into the window of this home because the door had been gone since like 1986. And I see what I can. It was a face. It was a white face. That shit turned big old tough teenager me into a big old bitch, because it looked at me, looked at the doorway I was walking to, and I left the sloth man right there. I was in the passenger seat of that Jeep before he could crank it up.
Now, I do remember that same house, that same place. I don't know if you were with me or if Daniel was with me, our other cousin. We went there one day during the daytime, and there was this creepy ass burnt doll
It was about life size.
that was like 3 foot tall.
Yes, and the face, yes.
Yeah, that was in the house, and like we took it out of the house. I mean, we didn't take it home, but we took it out of the house. It was creepy as it could be, but it was daytime. We weren't really scared at that time to go in the house. But I've been in that house. I mean, it's very, very creepy.
And when I tell you, dude, I walked up to the house, I was maybe 10 foot from the front door. I saw the face, and then I was about 20 foot from the fucking front door.
Do you think that it might have been a mirror that you had looked at?
It may have been. I may have been scared by a mirror that was just placed in front of a spooky ass window for some reason. I don't know if anybody heard Isaac's fuckery. Like I said, I was a teenager. I wanted to be scared. That could have been what it was. But I remember that shit vividly to like now.
Well, some of that stuff sticks with you. I mean, some scary moments. Yeah.
Oh man, but already you want to jump into it, man? Because like I said, the holiday wouldn't feel the same without what we're talking about today, and that is haunted houses. And no, I don't mean the one where you pay some stone teenager to jump at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking about that. We want to really get you in the spooky mood this time. We're going to do some episodes this month to really set off your Halloween spirit. So we're going to be talking about some haunted places and like actual haunted houses and haunted locations.
Cool. I like that stuff.
So the definition in ghost lore is a home or other building often perceived as being inhabited by disembodied spirits of the deceased, who may have been former residents or otherwise connected to the property. And that's a really winded way of saying, like, these motherfuckers is ghosts.
Yeah.
It's a fancy way of saying any place that you think ghosts are at.
Right.
So I was going to start you with one that's a little long, but it's real fucking interesting. It's real interesting. So we're going to be talking about the Weston State Hospital, also known as Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
That sounds welcoming.
Right? This thing was in operation from 1864 to 1994
That's a long time.
in the city of Weston, West Virginia. So basically, we have an old asylum. So there's always, torture. If you got an old asylum anywhere, there's tortured fucking spirits, and like, there's going to be a spooky fucking story.
We're gonna talk about Outlast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fucking Outlast.
Yeah.
That prime example. Anybody
Love
who's
that game.
look, anybody who's played that game, I'm sorry, because that game messed with me a little bit. Like there was some scenes.
Had to play it in the dark.
Oh yeah, always, and we decided to always do it while we were drunk. So, oh, but what's crazy, and look, this adds to the spooky. It basically just adds to the spooky fire of this place. It sits on 666 acres and has 13 buildings. I'm not sure if they put any like extra thought into how extra haunted that place was going to be, doing it like that when they drew up the site plans. But I don't know. You're gonna sit on a place that's 666 acres with 13 buildings.
That's weird.
To put an insane asylum.
Just looking at like the plans or whatever. Well, maybe it didn't start off that way as far as maybe the land, yeah, but the buildings maybe not. But that's odd. That's a weird coincidence.
And I don't know if you know the quality of like state-run mental hospitals or like mental health facilities in today's time. They're not any good. But if we're talking about mental health facilities in the 1800s, it was a whole different kind of like hellscape. The facility was only meant to hold 250 patients. And these patients were ranging from children all the way to the violently mentally impaired.
Okay.
So like you could have like children with like violent schizophrenics all in the same hallway.
But they didn't share rooms.
I would hope not.
I was about to
They
say,
had a
'cause-
children's wing. They did have a children's
Well, I was going
wing.
to say, if you got two mentally ill people in the same room, that's just a spell for disaster. I mean,
And
that would be bad.
what's crazy is, especially back then, your family could just go commit you and say you was acting crazy. A lot of the times, like you would hear cases of like women talking back to their husbands and ended up in like a mental hospital.
Oh yeah, yeah. She don't cook or clean. She's a witch.
Right? Burn her at the stake or whatever. But oh man. So with anybody being able to go into this thing, man, it well exceeded its capacity like fast.
Damn, that says a lot about the area.
I was West Virginia. Well, look, anybody, if it's made this to West Virginia, look, we love you. Sort of. But by the 1950s, it had reached, like I said, it was only supposed to hold 250 patients. In the 1950s, it reached its highest capacity at 2,400 patients.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah.
If you're now, okay, is this why there's 13 buildings? Like, did they make additions to
It was only
compensate?
supposed to house 25 when it was built, and it was built with 13.
Okay, so those 13 buildings were there from the gate.
And what had patient rooms that were once meant to accommodate only like one person now homed 4 to 5.
So they were putting them together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's no good.
There was even a case where 2 violently mentally ill patients. I'm trying. Look, folks. I
Don't
know
say
I'm stumbling over these words because I'm trying not to say the wrong thing when you're talking about people with mental health issues.
Yeah.
So I'm working here, man. I can't call it like we could call it back in the early 2000s. But these violently mentally ill patients repeatedly hung another patient, would string him up, wait till he passed out, and would do that. And when that didn't work,
Were they having fun?
they was fucking with him. They were crazy.
I got
They were crazy. Fuck it, y'all. If you hang somebody repeatedly, you crazy as shit.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
But when the hanging didn't work, they took Cuzzo and put him up under one of the poles for the bed.
Like a bedpost.
Yeah, and one of them jumped on the bed until it drove through the patient
On his neck.
on his head.
Oh gosh.
Dude, there was a case of one nurse just going missing, and then they found her corpse.
That's crazy.
Right?
And that's another thing, because you said that place was established in like 1860. And
yeah.
it carried on until 1990. That's like 100. Okay, I mean, that's well over 100 years. But what about the workers? And, like, is there any people that admitted like bad treatment?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, okay, on top of the overcrowding, you have to think about the medical treatment that these patients were receiving. We are far away from like the medicine of today. Like you said, it was well over 100 years, and this was when it closed down. It was still the early 90s.
Yeah.
So they would do alternative treatments like ice baths, and like they assumed that shocking the piss out of you was a good way to like,
Let's just add more trauma.
yeah. And one of the most famous treatments from this place was the ice pick lobotomy. Yeah, it sounds just as bad. It is just as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
They thought it did not sound like a bad idea to like stick a ice pick in your eye and take a little hammer and tap your fucking brain with it.
They really did that.
They really did that.
Wow.
There was a doctor that was reported to do over 100 lobotomies in 1 year.
That's crazy.
They really thought.
So now, were the people that work there, maybe like the long-term people, the doctors, or I don't know how that facility would or faculty would be set up, but these people were probably not in the best shape either if they got themselves evaluated. First off, being around that and doing that kind of stuff, how can you go home and be normal after something like that?
Well, okay, I'm glad you said that. Like all that bad stuff being like imminent and stuff like that,
Mhm.
because there's a thing in like the paranormal world, and it's something I want to touch on with us talking about like haunted locations and stuff,
Mhm.
called the stone tape theory. They believe certain buildings and locations made out of stones, certain stones and metals and stuff like that, hold on to energy, and that's why these places are more prevalent to being haunted.
Okay.
And if you look at Trans-Allegheny, it's a huge brick castle-like place, along with some of the other places we're talking about. It's old metals and like old brick places, and they believe like with all the torment and all the bullshit going on with these folks, that has to leave some kind of like mark on a place.
I don't see how it wouldn't.
Because I mean, there is actually a cemetery on the grounds, and it holds 2,000 former patients. So yeah, that much pain and death has to like leave a mark on a place. And there's even been reports of like paranormal activity since before West State closed their doors. So yeah, there's a lot of different like ghost stories that come out of here, and I've got some of them written down. That one tickled the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm curious to hear these stories because that place had to be wild. I mean, the stuff that went on there that probably didn't get on record.
Oh, son, you know there
You can
was
only
some
imagine.
foul shit. There, in the children's ward, there were patients, children that lived their whole lives at at Trans Allegheny.
So they just grew up in that environment.
I mean,
That's
as
wild.
long as they last.
And there's no way that helped anything.
No. But there was a nurse that even claimed a spirit followed her home and just fucking stayed. Like, all right, I live here now. What's for dinner? Where do we sleep? Like,
I mean, did it harass her?
yeah, she said it stayed her whole up until like her later years of life. This ghost just left fucking there and just backpacked with her.
Well, you know that ghosts can actually attach themselves to objects. So like if she brought an object home from the ward or whatever, it could have followed her home.
Now, what does that always like go to? Because what if that bitch just brought like some paper clips home from work?
But you don't know.
And
I mean, everybody don't you have something weird that probably nobody else would be attached to that you're attached to?
yeah.
Like more than maybe that one lighter that I don't know somebody picked up, pocketed, and went about their day. I mean, I could see where something like simple as a paper clip would have a value if it's fitting for the person.
You know what to be the kick in the nuts, though? You didn't even want to take it home. Your boss man said, hey, you got to take this file home and do the work and work on it. And that bitch got the haunted paper clip on it. And now your whole life fucked up. Man, fuck this job.
I don't get paid enough for this.
No, absolutely not, man. And so this place, even like when it closed its doors, it's had every ghost hunter around wanted to check it out, and folks that seen orbs even claimed that seen like spirits reenacting like their tragic end. Like there's a report, I think it's the second floor, where you're seeing the reenactment of this spirit being stabbed to death.
Like people witnessed it, like they could see
Like
it happening.
Yeah.
But that'd be fucked up.
That's
Oh,
wild.
son. And y'all know I like going places stoned, man. I can't go on no haunted tour. I'm actually gonna see some shit.
Well, that's the difference between like what you said at the beginning of this subject, like the setups that people make for Halloween, like the hay rides and the old farmhouses that are set up with spooky people for Halloween season, kind of like money grabs compared to, I mean, these places are haunted year round.
Yeah,
These places are truly
You go-
haunted.
you
It ain't
go
just
on
Halloween
Christmas
time.
and you're gonna see a ghost.
Yeah.
But they actually have like, I found two famous ghosts that they actually have. You know, they name them and all that other good hoopla. These are the resident ghosts, and one goes by the name of Ruth. Now, Miss Ruth could not stand no men when she was alive. Like, there are reports of her throwing things and fighting any male doctors unlucky enough to have to deal with this lady.
Damn.
And I'm guessing her disdain for men carried over to the afterlife, because there are reports that this spirit is just targeting men, even to the point like people are being pushed up against walls and stuff like that by this ghost.
She's a whole bully.
Like Bo,
Ruth.
Miss Ruth.
Let Ruth chill.
Yeah, hey man, back
I'm
your
cool.
ass up.
I'm
Yeah,
cool,
ain't that
cuz.
shit to you? I don't even like doctors. I ain't been to one since I was littler. So no thank you. And the second one is, okay, we all know kid ghosts are the saddest thing that you can think of.
And scariest.
Fucking creepiest thing in the fucking world.
Turn a ghost to a kid, that's more scary.
Right? So this place has one. Lily was a 9-year-old who lived her whole life in the asylum, and she died of what I believe was tuberculosis. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what she died of
What age?
at 9 years old.
Oh.
Her spirit is reported to wait on the 4th floor for visitors to come and play with her. Like
So she's a friendly ghost?
there's reports of like a music box playing. Yeah, I'm not going to the 4th floor if I hear dun 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 dun. Not happening. But like toys moving around on that floor and like all kinds of other shit.
Take the toys out.
You gonna take the ghost toys?
That's true. That probably make
Piss
them.
it off.
Yeah, that probably make them mad. Never mind.
You grab the one stuff.
I just feel like the toys makes it more scary.
Oh, so if she was just moving like a chair, or
Like I see a
something.
little rocking horse just rocking its ass off in the corner. That's That shouldn't do that.
Do they still have the toys there that they used to play with?
That.
From the pictures that I have seen of the place, that there are older toys there, and people bring toys for Lily.
What?
I don't know about giving no little dead girl no gift.
Hell no.
What if she become attached and now I just fostered this little dead girl?
Mm-hmm.
Daddy.
More toys.
No, hell no. I'm sitting there sound asleep. No, I ain't got no kids.
Pokemon card.
Yeah, like I'm dying buying this little dead girl Pokemon card.
Charizard.
Yeah.
Charizard, all that shit.
God almighty, you know how
See me walking out GameStop with that new Xbox Series X. It ain't for me, y'all. It ain't for me. Damn
Like,
ghost
why
is
you-
driving me crazy.
Why you got a bunch of tutus in your damn buggy? Fuck. There's a little ghost girl that live in my spare bedroom, and
Could you imagine explaining that to like a potential significant other, like coming over to your house? Let's Netflix and chill. But I got a 9-year-old ghost.
you know what? That girl gotta really love you.
I'm telling
if
you.
she stay after 9-year-old ghost. Put it on the other hand. Would you stay tonight?
Hell no.
She's a 10. Loves everything you love. But the only fucking problem is
She got a ghost baby.
she got a 9-year-old ghost that live in her
I
house.
put it this way: the minute I experience it, I'm out.
Oh, so you're done.
I'll be optimistic, but if some shit happens, I'm out. I'm done.
She a 10, but she got a ghost.
Yeah, she a 10, but
She ain't a
got
10
ghost.
then.
She a -5. I'm leaving.
I knew that was what it was. There's always something.
Always something. It's a fucking ghost baby. Oh shit. So this next one,
Bring her a Chucky doll.
there is one I wanted to bring up that's something to do, that has a little bit to do with Trans-Allegheny. It's called the Eliza. Eliza was the name of it. It has a movie actually about it, and this was a bigger property than the 666 acres.
Really?
Yes,
That's
it
a
was,
lot.
It was like 9,000 something.
9,000 acres.
This had a farm.
That's like half a state.
Like this had it was its own little fucking thing.
That's a lot.
I may have mixed up a number just then, y'all.
9,000 acres.
Yeah, I bet it
That's
was
like half a
900.
state.
Yeah, it was 900.
Okay. Okay.
9,900. Okay.
Nah.
Look, 3 inches is 3 inches, bitch.
That's right.
But
$20 is $20.
Oh man. But this next one I'm going to talk about isn't a regular house. It's a jailhouse.
Okay.
So I figured that kind of counts.
Psych wards and prisons. Here we go.
Oh yeah. You know, family reunions.
What's the difference?
Right. And I wanted to talk about, I thought I'd throw a little like home state love in here. We're talking about the Old City Jail in Charleston, South Carolina.
That's an old place.
Charleston does have a lot of ghost activity there.
Oh yeah, pirate tours, like all kinds of shit.
Mhm.
Side tangent. Could you imagine all like the significant early American figures that went through Charleston? I'm talking like Ben Franklin,
All of them.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. You know they all went through there. That's
I'm glad
pretty
you
cool.
said that.
Charleston was like a major.
Major port.
Port.
Yeah.
So we know it has a lot of history, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
This jail was built in 1802 and was operational until 1939. That's 137 years of activity as a jailhouse.
To put it into some perspective, the United States of America was 30 years old.
Dude, this place has housed slaves, Union POWs, pirates, bootleggers, the gambit of people that have walked through and left their mark on this fucking jailhouse. There was even America's first female serial killer
Housed in Charleston?
housed and executed in Old City Jail.
Wow. That's a fun tidbit.
Right?
That's interesting.
Right? Like, actually, I dove into it a little bit. Lavina Fisher.
They definitely thought she was a witch.
Mm-hmm.
Lavina Fisher and her husband John were locked up in Old City Jail. The couple owned an inn outside of town called the 6 Mile Inn. Can you take a wild guess how far it was out of town?
I don't know. I'd say about 12 miles.
I was thinking like, yeah, 8.
Exactly. Horry County math, guy.
A couple blocks.
Right? Just down the road. But this place was kind of like a rough hangout kind of area. You know, all your stagecoach robbers and, you know.
Now back then it wasn't just like what we would see today as like a motel or hotel. It was probably like a bed and breakfast.
Kind of, you know, think of like the
Like it was actually like a big house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fed you. They let you sleep.
Because that's how it was
Yeah.
during that time frame.
Well, yeah.
If you looked like you had the money.
Well, even though it being a rough spot, it was on a popular route for business and tradesmen at the time. So these motherfuckers would set these folks up with kind of a honeypot kind of situation. Lavina would go out there and, you know, woohoo, all that good shit.
Wine and dine.
Oh, son, get you back to the damn inn.
She was showing off that blouse.
Oh, she's showing ankle and elbows.
Not the
Right,
ankle.
she's trying to put that thing
Oh,
on.
does thy mattress know what thou doest? That bitch
Cometh
unbuttoned-
here, baby.
Oh, she unbuttoned the top 10 buttons of her 100-button blouse.
What was that shit they used to wear? Corsets?
Yeah, I'm telling you, boy. And you know, first of all, okay, I want to stop this with a tangent. I really fucking do. It ain't got nothing to do with Halloween, but it bothers me.
All right.
All these people that was wooed by these women back in the day, didn't nobody shower.
Well, I mean, that was normal.
That was,
That was normal to go, what, a week to 2 weeks without a shower?
The bush, baby.
oh, whew. Imagine you riding all that time.
I don't want to get too into detail, but what gets me isn't the showers necessarily. That is gross.
Okay.
But that time of month.
Oh, yeah, no. We're not getting yelled at by women.
I bet
on
every
the
time
phone.
it rained, everybody's outside.
Oh, I guarantee you, son. With that live pig Lord soap just rubbing the shit out themselves. But no, she would get these folks into the inn and mix them up a tea with oleander. Oleander is a flower so toxic that just touching the plant or tree sap with your bare hands can induce effects.
Wow.
So, you know, a little bit of sippy sip of that, and they get all tired. So they end up going to their room, and that's when John jumps into action, son. You know, John had to be a part of it. He jumped into it. He robs the folks. And I guess they were scared of getting caught. So once you were robbed, they just beat you till they thought you was dead and dumped you. There was a lot of reports of them just dumping folks up under the inn. There's actually
Wow.
a wives'
That close?
Oh, there's a wives' tale behind it. I don't know if there's any validity to it, but the rooms that they would use to kill these people in had a like little chute up under the bed that would just drop them to the fucking basement of the inn.
That's almost like John Gacy. Remember, he was putting people up under his house that he was killing.
Oh yeah, it has been for some reason a trend for people who kill folks to just want to hide them up under the house.
Because they want to keep their.
I mean, now
their
I'm
remains.
no serial killer, but
I'm no
I don't worry about the odor.
psychopathogist.
I'm worried about the odor.
Yeah, that's what got
Like-
Gacy caught. What's the odor?
Gacy and Jeffrey Dahmer.
I mean, yeah, it's just bodies are going to stink. But these folks did end up finishing the job one time, and somebody went and told them. So they ended up getting sentenced. And yeah, he snitched on them, but you drug and beat me half to death. I'm probably gonna tell somebody about it my damn self. But basically, once they got caught, John wanted to be like, all right, I didn't mean it. I found Jesus. Give me some
Oh,
forgiveness.
Okay.
Lavinia, on the other hand, was about it to the fucking end, son. when she was hung at Old City Jail, the reports were she said to the crowd was, "Is there anything y'all want to tell the devil? Because I'm gonna be there soon."
Yeah,
So
they
she
definitely
was-
thought she was a witch.
Oh, she was stone cold to the fucking end.
If I was the husband, I'd have played it smart. She cast a spell on me.
You would have. But I'm gonna tell you what, she must have some kind of hoodoo about her, because there are reports that she haunts them damn halls of that jail to this day. And I would have to believe anybody that damn mean to go out like that at the end had to leave some kind of imprint there. And of course, with all the different people going in, you have ghosts of people who were captured there, all that other good shit. You got the orbs, the people being touched, anything that you would find. It is so popular even that they offer night tours to go see this kind of stuff.
Really got to sign a waiver over.
And Charleston ain't that far, boys. We can go take us a night tour of the Old City Jail.
I'd be down.
We could do a podcast in there.
Oh, we can mic up.
Yeah.
We can mic up and go through. I have no problem with that.
If it's anything like the
Gotta bring Sammy with us.
old fort in Key West, that was fun. That was more interesting than anything. Don't get me wrong, I didn't experience no paranormal, but the old I'm trying to remember the name of the fort, but it was this old fort near the airport at Key West, Florida, and that place was cool. And it had Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall was in there.
That's another Annabelle kind of
Mm-hmm.
gimmick. Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say gimmick because I don't want Robert the Dog haunting me.
But that was interesting. That was really cool. That's an old place.
Well, since I was giving, South Carolina a little bit of love, I'm going to hit us a little bit closer to home.
Okay.
Did you know
What
that
about Pee Wee Herman?
it's Donald Pee Wee Gaskin,
Oh, Pee Wee Gaskin.
and that's going to be another
Pee Wee
Herman. Yeah, the serial killer from Horry County or South Carolina that's named Pee Wee Herman. But no, that'll be an episode within itself.
Okay.
That'll be coming though. Apparently, Myrtle Beach State Park is haunted.
Really?
I didn't find too much stuff about it, but y'all, that is our backyard basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been here my whole life, and nobody has ever said anything about it being.
That's what I was just thinking.
So, basically, what we're going to have to do is go on a rabbit hole ghost hunting tour. Hit Charleston up, see what the fuck's going on in the Myrtle Beach National Park. Like we're gonna just we're gonna look, folks. We're gonna give y'all a ghost hunting segment. We don't know when. We're gonna give you a ghost hunting
That'd
segment.
be cool. I'm one of those, like, the way I go into something like that, like I did in Key West, I'm open-minded. So, like, if something happens, but I try to just see what happens,
See, that's how I
if
feel.
something happens, it happens. If it don't, then I'm not necessarily surprised or upset. I'm just seeing what
Now,
what the hype's about.
talking about ghost hunting and haunted places, is it just me? Or when I see ghost hunters go into a place with all this fucking fancy equipment and EMF readers and fucking all that other good
Hello?
shit. Yeah, hello, hey.
Oh, I think I heard something.
That when you
Hello?
when you bring all that equipment, I automatically assume it's bullshit. You can't tell me it's real.
But I did grow up watching Ghost Hunters
Yeah.
every Wednesday.
Look, if you want me to believe that you caught a ghost on tape, I want it Blair Witch style. You're holding that fucking camera, crying, running from something spooky. That's what I want. That's what'll make me believe.
Another thing about spooky stuff in today's age with the technology, CGI and all that, and this new AI created content, it's hard to decipher. Like me, I'm not no tech expert where I can just break down an image or a video and see, if it's edited or not. It's just hard to determine, like, if you see tomorrow, this new creature that they found, it's like the Loch Ness Monster or some shit. It's hard to decipher if it's real or fake because there's so much technology involved with these videos nowadays.
And that does take kind of the wonder and like spook out of the shit. Like it really does. But now if y'all thought we were gonna let y'all go without learning a little something about actual like haunted houses, you know, the jump, boo, ah, all that other good shit. Y'all haven't been around long enough because I got a little bit of facts for y'all about that shit too. So we're gonna at least start where where everything comes from. The first recorded purpose-built haunted attraction was the Orton and Spooner Ghost House located in Liphook, England in 1915.
Wow.
There have been haunted attractions since 1915.
Well, when you said that a while ago about the fact or the factoid that you were bringing up, I was thinking, when did Halloween really get so popular? And it made me think, those pictures of like those kids and those families dressed up like in the 30s, creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Their costumes were creepy as hell.
Old fucking Halloween costumes.
So I was just trying to think about that. And that was probably like the 30s because they had photos, maybe 40s.
Yeah.
And so the first haunted house in England in 1915.
1915.
That's interesting.
There are over 1,200 professional haunted houses and over 3,000 charity-run ones. Oh, no. Yeah. 3,000 charity-run ones in the United States right now.
It's a big thing. Like in our area, I'll say the greater Myrtle Beach area, just about every year, we have Dr. Screams that comes in, and that's always a big outfit. I'm sure they make hella money off of what they do. But I've been to them for a couple of those years, and I mean, it's impressive. They go all out with their settings and decorations and actors. I guess that's what you want to call them. And
yeah, but a lot of these places are not like actually haunted.
No.
It's more of like
these are what they call purpose-built haunted attractions.
Yeah.
That is the category of what that those haunted houses fall under. And I know everybody's going to want to run out and have a good time and not like all that other good stuff. But before y'all do, how about I put a little bug in your ear about some creepy shit that has actually happened at these purpose-built haunted attractions. In 1957, in a small farming community, an English teacher and principal threw a special Halloween party kind of thing attraction for the students, where the centerpiece of the evening would be the principal covered in like oil and like all this other stuff, like ketchup that looked like blood.
Okay.
Pretending to hang himself. So
how do you go about pretending to hang yourself?
There was like a little ledge he was supposed to actually have his feet on.
And the rope was just a little snug.
A little snug.
Oh, okay. Why was he covered in all? Standing on a little.
To look bloody, okay. I guess. It's 1957. They didn't.
Sorry, G. I'm reading too much into it.
You really are.
I'm thinking homie slipped and died.
Well, the kids enjoyed the performance, thought the jerking around and all that other good moaning, like, wow, our principal really is selling this shit, right?
Bobby.
The English teacher, whoa. Propane.
Bobby.
But the teacher actually, leans back to take a photo of everything. To come to find out, all that overacting the principal was doing was actually he slipped and was hanging over the party.
Wait, what year is this?
1957.
I said it.
They had stuff to take photos with
in 1957.
I bet
Your
she was working.
grandparents were alive in 1957.
That they were.
Look, y'all. This is Horry County education. Don't judge shit.
I said it. I knew his ass was going to slip.
Oh, he did. That motherfucker slipped now.
So they watched the principal die.
Oh, yeah. Flailing all over the place. Damn. And look. This next one really isn't like a haunted house. It's more of a haunted attraction. But it helps me push the theory that Disneyland is the creepiest place on earth. Like, I'm a firm believer. They say nobody.
Disneyland or Disney World?
Both of them. Disney. any Disney property is not the happiest place on earth. It's the creepiest.
Oh, there's definitely some conspiracies around that. But
Oh,
that's for a whole nother episode.
I mean, wide open. But there was something called the Phantom Manor. Was a haunted house ride in Disneyland's Paris, where in 2016 a technician was found electrocuted to death by cast members. The cast members didn't electrocute him, but the cast members found him electrocuted.
Okay.
And some say you can still hear his ghost saying, "Lock out, tag out."
Fuck. I'm over here thinking, damn, he must be a dumb electrician.
That's a true story. I just added the lock out, tag out thing.
Oh, okay. So they don't hear him say that.
No. Oh, God. Oh, my. Alrighty, folks. We want to thank y'all for getting through this little verbal corn maze of ours. But before y'all leave, I got a little something for you to chew on. And B, I have a little something for you to chew on. Izzy, if you want to be a part of it, since you're here,
I'll chew on it too.
you can chew on it too, babe. But if you were a ghost and you had to haunt this one location, you couldn't change the location, you just had to be there as time passes. What location would it be? You can pick where you're haunting, but once you're there, you're forever there, no matter what happens.
The fish store.
Isaac said the fish store, which is funny because my answer is similar to that, Isaac.
Is it?
I would pick a cave by the ocean. Because no matter what, the worst thing that could happen is that cave fills up with water and I get to watch fishes.
True. I would go in there and change the prices on the fish and stuff.
Yeah, what's my limits
Hook
as a
some
ghost?
people up.
As a ghost is whatever amount of energy, like normal ghost rules. I can maybe push this cup across. I can materialize a little bit to scare somebody. But as far as actually changing what's going on, you can't. If they tear down the house you're in and build a daycare center,
You're still there.
You're still there.
The strip club.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
But then you got to see the Tuesday morning crowd.
I could probably put up with that for the weekend.
Well, the Tuesday morning crowd probably wouldn't even pay me no attention. I could run rampant, and they don't know what the hell. They don't know the difference.
Free buffets.
$5 stick it in.
She's got 12 kids. So what are you thinking, Bebop?
I had some really messed up answers at first. I'm trying to think of a serious one because I would be there forever, right? For eternity. I got to be in this one spot.
In one spot.
What's going to be the most entertaining spot? I don't know. That's tough. I'll take, off the top of my head, O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly. You would haunt O'Reilly's. Why would you haunt O'Reilly's?
Well, that could be
That's
entertaining.
not a sponsor.
That's good. That's not sponsored. But why would you haunt O'Reilly? Yeah, no sponsorship.
Well, I remember when I used to work at AutoZone. That was an entertaining place. More than y'all probably would think, but it's very entertaining to work in a place like that. Like the funny shit that happens.
Now, what happens when they tear down this O'Reilly's and build the old person home on that location?
Then I'm going to be just, hell, I'll fall in suit. I'll be old and mean and angry and in there with them.
Old man Jenkins the ghost.
Be there playing.
Y'all gonna join me soon.
You're next. Well, folks, as always, we appreciate y'all sitting through this madness. And hopefully y'all got a little feeling of
I remember when you went to O'Reilly's at 3 years old.
the ghost of O'Reilly's back here. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. As always, like, subscribe. If y'all want to say anything to us, y'all can get us in the comments or emails. And as always, here comes Bebop with his signature. And we're out of here, bud.